it's Annette Green here with Graphic 45, and I'd like to share with you this pretty little gift bag and tag combination that I've made with Graphic 45's beautiful re-released Baby to Bride collection. And I used one of their ivory Staples tags here for the tag, and I want to show you how this cute little bag came together and how I adorned the tag with the help of some pretty Petaloo flowers and May Arts ribbon and a couple of other things. So let's get started. And like I said, in the deluxe collector's edition of Baby to Bride, it comes all shrink wrapped like this. And inside the packaging, you will get a full 12 by 12 paper collection. It has 2 sheets of all these pretty designs. And you'll also get a sheet of the chipboard, and you can see I've used a couple out here already. And then you'll also get the 12 by 12 sheet of stickers, which has alphabets and labels and borders and all kinds of great stuff. So excited about these little bags. I discovered the We Are Memory Keepers gift bag punch board, and comes with this little bone folder and these directions, and it's so easy to use. That's what I decided for mine, and I made the large bag for the bride bag, and my paper is cut 8 by 12, and they have these great directions in the packaging, of course, but I'll kind of run you through it very quickly. You do have to pay attention to paper direction as far as if there's a directional print, because when you slide this into the tool, it will be cutting the bottom of the bag. So just keep that in mind. And so, much like the envelope punch board, you're going to line up to a little pointy thing on the tool. You're going to punch and score. And for this one in particular, like I said, it's a large bag, so I'm going to score over there by the L line. And then I do make a horizontal score. It puts that little notch in there. And then you're going to slide that score you did on the large, on the L line, you're going to slide that to that little tick, and you're going to punch. And this time you're going to make this little V and follow that line, and oops, do your little horizontal score, and then one more score there. And then you just keep proceeding and lining up with the score lines that you did, punching and scoring and so forth. It's all in the directions. It's really easy. I just realized as I was making this video that it is raining on my skylights, and so that's that extra weird noise you're hearing in the background, so I apologize for that, but I do have to get this video done, and I can't fight Mother Nature. So thanks for bearing with it. Okay, and this is how it looks when it comes out of the tool. And you will have this little flap at the end, this narrow one. You will trim away a little bit of an angle here and here, just to reduce some bulk and make it easier for you to assemble later. And then of course you'll go through and you will fold on all the score lines. Some of them you're going to fold away from you, like I'm doing now. And the areas on the sides of the bag where the little V scores were, you will fold toward yourself. And you can see now where it's starting to take on the shape of a paper bag. Okay, and then I just decided that I wanted to have a little decorative top to mine. I wasn't going to put any ribbon or stickers up here, so I just used some scallop scissors. And then to assemble the bag, I use score tape. It's just very quick and easy and nice and strong. It doesn't come apart. You see I put a full piece there, and then 2 short pieces on that panel. And of course, earlier I think you saw that I had a long piece here. There you go. I'm going to peel and stick that first to kind of get the bag put together and nice and squared up. And then I'll go back and stick in those bottom flaps of the bag. You can see now I put only 2 pieces on that particular flap. That's the first one that goes in. And I found it helpful to stick my hand in there and kind of press down just to make sure it got nice and stuck. And then the long strip will come off, and that'll square right onto there. Again, I'll stick my hand in there, kind of burnish that down a little bit, just for a strong hold. My tag was just a little bit too wide for my bag, so I trimmed off 1/4 of an inch from 2 long sides, and then I cut off about 1/2 of an inch off the bottom. And then, of course, I didn't really like it all squared off. You'll see. I decided to go ahead and round those corners back off again. So I just used a little corner rounder tool and clipped those right off. Now up in this area here is a little tricky, you can't get your punch in there just right, square it up. So I just kind of freehanded it with my scissors. I cut out this little cut apart journaling piece from one of the papers, rounded the corners, inked the edges, and then I popped out some chipboard pieces and just trying to decide what I'm going to need. I kind of picked out a few things. And then I put in some alphabet stickers here to spell out Jen. And I inked the edges of all these little pieces too, just for a cohesive look. I'm just using kind of a light brown ink. Okay, and then I'll cut another piece of pretty paper from the collection, a little bit bigger than that first cut apart that I showed you. I'm going to round the corners again on this one. I'll ink the edges. And then I will adhere those 2 papers together. So when I put these 2 together, I'm just using good old tape runner, and I'm going to glue these 2 together like I mentioned, nice and flat. Got to make sure I've got it the right direction. And then rather than just sticking those flat on, I put some foam tape on that unit just to kind of pop it up a little bit, give it a little more dimension. It's surprising how those little details make the difference. On my little chipboard tag here, I added some pretty May Arts ribbon, and it's more foam tape. I'm kind of generous with this stuff, but I like it. I like the dimension that it adds, and I don't want anything popping off. Nothing worse than getting something really pretty and everything kind of falls off of it when you start to handle it. So I'll peel that and stick that down in place right in the center of my tag. Just for something different, in my 3 little chipboard tags, I used some thin organdy ribbon, again from May Arts. And rather than doing a bow or a knot like we all do, I went ahead and put 3 small pieces in there and just cut them randomly. And it has just a little bit of a whimsical, different look about it. And then I'll adhere these to my tag. Some have foam tape, some have a little added glue. Just kind of popping them up at different levels. Here's those pretty Petaloo flowers. I love these. So I picked a few of these soft peachy ones, and I just used good old tacky glue and started adhering them here and there on my tag. Before I put my tag on, I want to dress up my bag just a little bit more, so I peeled off these photo corner stickers from the sticker sheet, and rather than just inking them, I found that the glossy coating on stickers is kind of resistant to ink. So I give them a light sanding first, and then I'll ink distress their edges. And that seems to hold the ink a little bit better, won't rub off. And I'll do that to both of those, and I'll stick those on the bottom corners of my bag. And then I added 2014 as well, and now my tag is just about ready to go on here. I'm going to add this bride chipboard piece in a moment, but first I want to get my tag attached here, and you'll notice I'm not going to glue this to the bag because The idea is that the bride could take this off of here and maybe put it in her scrapbook or keep it in her memorabilia box. So I traced the hole of the tag. I'm going to use a little 1/2-inch circle punch here. I'm punching through both layers of the top of this bag, and then my big ribbon can feed through there nicely. And after the gift goes inside, I'll tie this bow nice and pretty and trim the ends, and it's finished. Well, I had such a good time making this little bride gift bag, and I love the paper collection and all the stuff that comes with this special edition collection so much that I decided to make a little baby bag. So I made this little guy. Same size bag with the punch board, just different papers and different embellishments. I used a lot of the chip and a few more of the flowers. Added this little butterfly from a different collection. But I put welcome, sweet baby on here, and I put a little clip at the top. And so that's ready for something kind of cute and special inside. And then of course I couldn't stop there, so I grabbed some old favorite paper, Bohemian Bazaar. I'm going on a little weekend trip with my girlfriends, and well, we like our cocktails. So I made them each a little roommate gift bag from Bohemian Bazaar papers. I think this was still the 12 by 12 papers, but this is the medium size bag. And then I cut out, using the Bohemian Bazaar papers again, I cut out all these cute little shapes from the Cricut and layered them all up. And each one got its own big Petaloo flower. And I'll have some little surprises and treats for the girls in those. So lots of fun making little bags and tags. I hope you give them a try. I really enjoyed it. Have a great day.